you? How are you? The video at the bar just completely sucked. It was not legible. It was not understandable. And of course, I am in another crisis. My lights have been cut off. My LLC has been dismantled. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And the money spells have been slowing down money coming in. It's to the point where if this continues, I'm going to have a problem with the rent. So what did I do? I've already made arrangement for homeless shelters just in case I lose the apartment. Listen, this is an example of the severity of Saturn. And in the tree of life, you have the pillar of severity and the pillar of mercy. The first planet on the pillar of severity is Saturn. Second down is Mars. And the third down is Mercury. These are the three planets that are considered demonic, right? Satan, Saturn, the god of war and destruction, Aries, and the demonic earth trickster, Mercury. And then on the mercy side, you got Jupiter. Second, you got Venus. And the last, you got the moon is in the middle, so it can go either way. But the moon is also considered esoterically demonic as well, because it creates the hologram. Now, I've been here before. I've been here before. I think a lot of you have seen that happen to me years earlier, right? When all this started, about maybe 7 years ago, and I was sick, and I was still doing the videos. I was having all kind of technical ability issues, and I was still doing the videos. The money was cut, everything, and I'm still here and looking better than ever. Now, at first, I wasn't going to share this with you because it was embarrassing, but I've never felt true embarrassment like that because it's not my fault. It's not my fault that this is happening. This is as a result of people trying to destroy me, take me down, however means necessary, affecting my stability. They think that by the lights being cut off and me losing my place, that I'm going to stop doing the work. No, I will be under a bridge, living in a cardboard box, and still give the bitch. It does make me feel a certain way because I'm the good guy. Yeah, I feel, not all the time, sometimes, I feel like I'm the victim and like I'm the one being punished. It's another test. It's another test of endurability, of strength through faith. Not everybody has that developed. It has to be developed not by learning about it, but by going through the crisis. It seems like the universe is testing your ability to handle crisis and still get the job done. The fact that I have no lights, electricity means that I can't cook. I can't have any drinks, eat my fruits, all of that. That's going to exacerbate already a very serious condition with my health and nutrition. So I'm saying to myself, God, is this necessary? Why take it to this severity? Because if I am not eating properly and healthy, I gotta go not to restaurants and eat, which means I have to pull in more money, and I already need more money to take care of the basics. How is this going to happen? Now, I'm not scared or afraid, but I'm annoyed that I have to be put through these types of tests. And honestly, I don't know what the lesson is here. What is the lesson here? I have a birth chart to do in an hour or so, and I'm still going to do things right on schedule. It didn't change my determination or what I'm doing. So why this? It'll probably take me a week or two to figure out what's going on. Because now it's not about paying the money, but this now it's going to affect the money because with an LLC dismantled, the money will not be able to come in, even if people wanted to. I went to the bank and spoke to the executives and spoke to my accountants. I also spoke to my lawyers, and they're writing letters and they're making phone calls, and what caused the dismantling is the $1,000 franchise tax that I didn't get to pay because of the money spills that was done to slow me down and cut my money, and this has now affected the organization. Uh, Affected me too, and it could affect all of you, which means that I won't be able to continue to do this if it gets to this severity, because then I have to re-strategize. Um, and this, I thought that I would be mad. I kind of surprised myself. I'm not mad. I feel sad. I feel sad that it has to be this way. Now, do you understand why I don't want to come back here? I should have stayed in silence. It's all about pain and tests and crisis and you're the good guy. You're the good guy. So I'm gonna leave my words few on that. Okay? I'm gonna proceed on schedule. I'm gonna go jump right into the collective reading because then I have another birth chart reading at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. It's someone from Arizona, I believe it is, and it'll be at 8 o'clock, which makes it 10 o'clock here in Texas. So, Aunty M, that's the other grouping. That's the other grouping. Aunty M, the one that stole my property, my land, my home, and my summer house that I have in Hawaii. The FBI and government has seized all assets and froze all accounts, including mine. Um, to launch an investigation because they took my LLC and did all kinds of things with it and entangled it into all the legal stuff that has to do with racketeering, embezzling, and money laundering. This was some heavy shit that was done to me. And, I was meditating with my ancestors, and my ancestors told me that it comes with it, that this comes with it. This is the opposite polarity. And they told me to hold on, things are gonna turn around when you least suspect it. The money will be released. You will never have to worry about money ever again. Well, I hope so, because this is getting, tired and boring, and it has become an annoying nuisance now. It's still a choice though, how you respond. Are you going to respond or react? How are you going to process this and not feel anger, resentment, and still stay focused on doing the job? Well, I'm 55 years old, and it's sad that this is happening to someone who's almost approaching, age of retirement. And this is happening to, and I'm being attacked by all kinds of people, 70, 80 people to one person, because what I have to offer really is not as unique or as authentic as they feel, which is what is threatening them. Because everything is written text, and I've proven it. Maybe the way I say things and the way I interpret things is unique, different perspective that is frightening and causing great insecurity to the higher ups, because they know that all other options in the past at looking at situations have always been the same cookie cutter formula. Uh, I'm not offering a cookie cutter formula of any occult truth or knowledge that I have to give. Like someone had made a comment when I did the Leviathan, like, well, what makes you such an expert? What makes you such an expert? And I'm like, ma'am, I kind of showed the steps and the scientific and methodical approach that I undergo when I'm going to interpret sacred text. And I don't do this alone. I get downloads and my creator talks to me and tells me. Uh, Many theologians and even occultists, they know this, but you're never going to hear them talk about it. You're never going to hear them go on a public platform and give you revelations of what these verses really mean. Nor are they interested in getting any visions of any extraterrestrial ships coming or the Armageddon coming, because they don't want to be saddled. They don't want to be saddled with the responsibility of having to give this information, because they're terrified of the reaction of the public and any kind of retaliation from secret societies or unknown sources, that which I'm pretty sure comes from the Vatican, the elite, and so forth and so forth, because they see it as a direct affront to them, a direct threat to them. And it is an affront to them. It is a direct threat to them, because they know that they're the ones that have put this planet upside down, where a few rule the many. And the same occult knowledge that I'm giving you to liberate you, to empower you, they've been using to empower and make themselves rich and enslave us mentally, emotionally, physically, and even materially for hundreds of years. Going back to the beginning of the Piscean Age, 2,500 years ago. And all great things come to an end. Oppression eventually comes to an end. And we are at that precipice of that. And it has a lot of people scared. A lot of people scared. And I had to sit down when I was in the tub. I was doing water magic for myself. And what I'm going through with the theft of land and property, it's happening to a lot of people individually. But this also speaks of a greater theft and inequality done to a race of people, a collective of people, by a few who have done this without your knowledge and have been living off the fat of the land and prosperity of milk and honey that should have been ordainedly yours. So just like individual family members, exes, or whatever individual people in your life are doing this to you, collective, this is also happening at a greater whole among the races, not just the ethnic races, all the races, including the Aryan, because they have enemies too. So it's not even a blame of one race versus another, because all have gone through it, all have done it to each other, and it's all part of the learning to make us become greater beings by dealing with our individualship, like what I'm going to now, and then making a connection or a correlation to the bigger whole, because this is happening also on a grander scale. This is what's being fiercely protected, is the grander scale of theft and thievery and inequality and persecution that is happening behind the scenes on a global scale. What's happening individually to all of you with this stealing of your land and inheritance and all that, it's a precept, a prelude to what's happening globally. And there are people that don't want you to make this link. And I'm one of those earth angels that is helping you make this link. And they want to kill me or destroy me or unstabilize me before I get to the point where I reveal the key that make you collective or in awareness of this link. Because once that happens, it's going to cause a whole chain reaction, and there's going to be a revolt within the country. Oh yes, absolutely. And you know it's coming, and that's why they're doing all kinds of things like food shortage. They're doing this on purpose, and that's coming. Water shortage, ain't no shortage. They're doing it on purpose to cause an uproar, a panic, a fear among the collective, because this also is a form of energy harvesting. And when you oppress people, it's energy that you're sucking from these people that are being oppressed, and you're doing something with that energy. Become richer, powerful. It's like the ultimate energetic vampire, done on a larger scale. And this is not new. This has been happening since the existence of mankind and the polarities of good and evil. Nothing is new under the sun. All has been here before. So I took a little pause before I jump into the reading to let you know what's going on. And I'm never going to lie to you. I'm not going to betray you. I'm never going to lie to you like this. But I'm going to show you, even though it may make me vulnerable, feel a certain way. Listen, that it's only for a moment. And I can feel embarrassed and vulnerable if I make the choice to go there. I'm not going to go there. There's no need to go there. No one wins or gains anything from being boo-hoo-hoo. No. No. That is the point that they want, to cause a distraction, to cause you to feel a certain way, get angry at your ancestors, get angry at God, and then move away from the goal because it's too difficult, because you're inundated with intense crises that borders on your own personal liberty and security. Because it's difficult to do work when you don't have food on the table, when you don't have your lights, when you have to worry about paying the rent and the prospect of being evicted, and now you have to find a place to live because you know you're not going to have the money to live. These are distractions, powerful though, they are. If you allow them, you know what I have to say? Fuck you, Saturn. Fuck you. Right? This is why he's considered a demiurgic god. Because a true loving God, all-embracing, all-encompassing God, will never do this. And that God we don't know anything about. The only thing we know is the one second in command, the warden, Saturn. It's in the word Saturn, Satan. It's the word says it. And the symbol of Saturn has always been through history, including the classical period, demonic and severe. Whether he's on your side or not, you still can feel the effects of the severity. And with this principle, it's supposed to make you better. You become more polished and bright like an onyx stone who's been through a lot and now shines with beauty and strength. And there is beauty in strength. Absolutely. I always believe the beauty comes from within, radiating out. And that's what makes someone physically attractive in the outside. It's a beauty that begins in the inside. And that beauty that begins in the inside is when you begin to love yourself. That's the beginning of inner beauty. And if you continue down that road and work on your shadow side and work on your insecurities and wounds, then it externalizes to true human externalized beauty. And it has a certain glow. That's what a lot of you say, oh, Fernando, you have this glow about you. But that's because I'm at peace with both the masculine, the feminine within me, and also the shadow part of me. I should at 55. 25, maybe not. 35, getting there. But by 55, one more year, and I'm in my second Saturn return. Half my life is over. I now need to prepare for death and departure. It's the truth. And I'm telling you that it's going to be, when I do leave this planet, it'll be a beautiful experience. I don't want to say the other part. It might offend the gods. I don't want to say the other part. But I will be very appreciative and grateful of having gone through this earthly experience. Let me put it that way. I hope I've learned what I came here to learn. And I hope I never have to repeat it again. That's my word. You have to be true to your feelings, even if it is a contemptuous feeling against the God. You have a right to it. It's our feelings. Don't stay there too long, though, and be careful what you say. Because, the guy that says Saturn, he's a thug. But what do you say? What is that again? That motherfucker is smoking a cigarette with very dangerous cavities on his teeth that can kill him. And I'm protecting him and preserving him because Saturn rules teeth, remember? So, it can flip it on you. So I let my words be few. Then I gotta go into the motherfucker. I buy lighters and they stop working. Or they just stop working. This is the chaos magic. Because it's been happening all day. And the thing is that I see it, I feel I'm like, okay, get out of here. I know you're here. Bye. I see it in insects too. Cockroaches. They come out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. And this place is highly immaculate. And so I'm like, oh, you know, you're not a regular roach. I know you're not. Get out of here before I squish you. Do you know the bitch turns around and walks right out the door? I open the door and walks out the door. Oh, yeah, it could have been a saucer, guys. It's a mosquito, a bug, a roach. Oh, I've seen all kinds. You have no idea. I've seen all kinds. I've seen an enemy try to hurt me, and in my dream state, he came in as a spider. And I recognized him because the way he walks. The way the spider was walking was not a normal spider. Talk to an etymologist. Spiders, tarantulas, and certain species don't work that way. I knew that it was the sorcerer pretending. I'm like, big, you should learn a little bit more about tarantulas before you became one, because I knew that you wasn't one. Get out of here. And the mask came off and I saw the sorcerer, he ran. I'm like, bitch, really? You better get an education. And you gotta develop a sense of humor. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Listen, this is another way of transmuting energy. I mean, look what I did. I made it work. I put candles on the corners. I put candles on the bathroom, and I buy like I take petals since I can buy it. I'll go to nature and I ask permission to nature, and I take the petals and I put it on the tub and I make it very creative. And then to be honest, there's something very peaceful and serenity about having candles and having them in key spots. It almost feels like the temple of Egypt, because back in those days there was no electricity. Well, not for the public, but the half hours did have electricity. They did. But this a normal Egyptian home back in the days of the kingdoms, it was something like this. Maybe they were more elevated, and you would see the hieroglyphics. And I visualize that here in my space, and I have such a place of peace and serenity that is indescribable. Indescribable. And I love it. It gives me a great sense of peace and serenity. And the cat has calmed down a bit. I'm smoking because it's cold. It's cold outside. And because it cut the lights, there's no AC, there's no heat, and everything's off. Again, all that. But again, I've been here before. And don't forget that I was in the military. People forget that I was a military officer, second lieutenant. It's on record. And I learned through the military how to deal with all kinds of dreadful privations of an environmental nature. I did that because I knew my Saturn was here. And I was 18. I had to prepare because I knew what was coming. This is an example of fortified strength through faith. It's one of the most difficult faculties and discipline to develop, because you have to do this while all the basic necessities of life has been stripped from you. Are you going to cave, or are you going to reinvent yourself, transmute the energy, and bring out something different, something the world has never seen before, due to this polarity? And that's what makes alchemists magicians, which I'm certainly one. And this doesn't faze me, but and I want to teach you by example how you handle crisis, how you handle situations like this. Again, grain of salt. Don't forget that this is all an illusion. And when you stay grounded on that, nobody or nothing can affect you, because that in itself, that awareness in itself, and speaking about it, automatically raises the vibration even higher. This will coalesce and be brought to balance. And it's your job not to allow it to distract you. Transmute the energy and go on about your business, doing what you were here to do. That's all. So, Auntie Am. A lot is going on here. This is a courtroom drama. What's going on? For those of you, is an aunt, and she is a Sagittarius. Well, which is why Sagittarius comes out a lot with Leo rising, which is why the Leo comes out. And she also has a son, my cousin, that they talk about in tarot line, who's also a Leo with the ascendant in Aries, with a Cancer moon. That's why Cancer comes out a lot. And Aries comes out a lot. And Leo. This is the son and also the daughter. And I know who they are in my situation. This is the chart. So when you see those combinations coming up, it's talking about the auntie and the daughter, which will be your cousin. And it's a female and a male. The female, I'm not quite sure what the sign is and the birth chart profile is, but I know the male because it's her favorite. And that's the one that died or will die of heart trouble. My aunt, the Sag, is also in serious health. And it's either dying or it's the one that already died in the ICU. The lawyers that were rigged and the judges that were rigged, and they were gang and mafia connections as well to pull this off because they've done this in other. And I had no idea I had properties in Hawaii and offshore accounts were being transferred from my own company. Like, oh, woo! This is gonna be news like you don't believe. And I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. No idea. I knew my money was fluctuating. My students, I was losing my students to school, and it was all done behind the scene to destroy me and my life mission. This is why you don't see many earth angels or divine feminines and masculines sitting at the forefront championing a cause. Because we know that we are going to be attacked and maybe some of us in prison or killed. And not everyone has that kind of courage to march that through. You have to be a very special person to take this fight on, which is why I'm so heavily protected by the universe, because I chose to respond by finishing the situation and unraveling the bigger rabbit in the room or elephant in the room that no one's talking about. No. This is backfiring on these people. And it's backfiring in a very horrific way. And I am very, very glad and very happy that I am not anywhere near this situation that's going on. Let's read. What's going on? Ugh. What's going on, Spirit? What's going on? After I finish this, I'm gonna do if I have a room because I gotta do that 10 o'clock birth chart. There is 2 more downloads on the occult that I will be doing tonight. I did the 3rd video for Patreon. I got some Patreon subscribers, new subscribers. Guys, welcome. Thank you. The videos will be uploading on Friday, all 4 videos. Okay. Instead of doing it once a week, I'm gonna choose a particular time of the month for Patreon to upload the videos at once. Okay. It cost me more money because I had to develop cookies to protect the videos. See, so that's for my new subscribers, and I hope my old subscribers will return because now I'm getting everything under control. Okay, but what a journey this has been, right? Okay, Spirit, tell me what's going on with the auntie and the court situation, which has been quite a drama and a soap opera in and of itself. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for your donations. It's never expected, but it's always appreciated. I guess, and you can see I can use a bit more now than before. so like that I can eat at restaurants since I don't have done nothing to cook, and I don't want to become weaker and weaker because of this. Because if that happens, I will get sick, and then I won't be able to continue, and my vibration will lower, and these people can attack. Well, but that's not gonna happen though, because I'm too aware of it and too gun ho about okay, let's see. Because this time the spirit gave me permission to do spells on these people to actually kill them, just write them off. But that's a test too. And as a divine feminine energy, empress energy that I carry as a man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Uh, because I think what they're going through, that the universe is putting them through, is enough. They're still going on and still doing what they're doing because they believe that they don't have another choice, that they don't have another outlet, that they're in too deep, so they can get out of it. But there is a way out, and that's the video that I'm going to do in Spanish. I'll be doing it at some point tonight when I finish the birth chart, if that gets done tonight. Uh, wow. We have here. Oh no, I don't have these cards sticking together. I want to make sure. The Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is in the reverse. The Ten of Pentacles, talks about family group dynamics. It is in the reverse, so it is a toxic family group dynamic, and there's a chief family member here, the matriarch, and the anti-hero, my brother, working together to stop this generation of wealth from occurring. For me, they want to keep it for themselves by destroying mine and keeping mine. That's the reason why they put on a hit to try to kill me, so like that they don't have to give this back. And they hired another hitman. Oh yes, this is still going on. Okay, so that's that. Let's see. What else we have here? They want to come in with an apology. And you know what's so funny is when I looked at my Cash App thing yesterday, someone says that they're my mom and sent me $33. That number 33, it's a master number, but it could have been jinx. So I did a whole violent flame and other stuff to uncord whatever was on it, just in case it was a trick, and kept the money and went through. But there was energetic cords attached to that money. So I am very aware that if you send a certain amount of money, like 1,001 or $1 or three, those are jinx numbers to block your money. And that didn't happen. And of course, Metatron put a stop to it and cut the cords. So I'm too ahead. I'm too smart for these people. I already know. But look, and because they're running out of options, now they want to come in with some fake ass apology. I still see a fucking child here. What is this child that keeps coming up? And it's here too. In the Ten of Pentacles, you see two children, you see a dog here. That always keeps coming out. It's not clearly understood how this child fits in. Look, the Ace of Wands.